I finally am doing this one. So yeah, let's do it. So here's the honest reason why I'm doing this movie. So I mentioned before in some of the videos that one of the person who I watch and think is really good is Straw Hat Goofy. And I know, because I think he said it once or twice before, that his name, which is, I would like to point out, way more smarter than mine. Mine is either one of three things, depending on how everything works. And some of them are completely stupid. Most of the time, I think it's just Henry. Which I don't like, because it reminds me of Henry VIII. You also have Hex, which means curse, which is not great. Mad King, which I like, but it refers to me as being mad. So none of them have any deep meaning compared to Straw Hat Goofy, which Straw Hat Goofy refers to, and I do actually have it in my scene stream, which is the straw hat that they use in One Piece. Which is a pivotal part of that show. Okay? It's not fairly simple. Then you have Goofy, which refers to a Goofy movie, which is Straw Hat Goofy. It's really interesting, but overall, even though I'm like, oh, that probably is better, because I'm seeing it like a ring. Even though, and I know this is mostly external things, but I'm just bringing up the story. This is very, let's carry on. I really should edit these more. Even though I've watched a lot of Disney stuff, like I watched most of the Disney films, not all of them. There's some I've missed. And when I mean Disney, I mean Disney, like Disney animation. If you include Pixar, even worse. If you include like stuff like Pixar and Marvel, it's kind of worse because there's some stuff that I haven't even come close to start watching. But overall, I wanted to watch this. And did I know a couple of things? Yes. I knew the first song, which is when it's no longer school or summer. I don't remember the exact words to it, but I remember like the idea of like, it's like, oh, we can do this and we can do that. Like I know that one. I've also seen the fight as in not actual fight, but like an argument fight. I don't know why I classify it that way. In there, which is in the car doing all that stuff, being like, oh, if you wouldn't have, and I've seen those. And I've also seen one of the other songs, which is a little bit more things. But yeah. But I've seen those, and I do like it. I do find it interesting. And I do absolutely love it. There is one thing, but... So I don't consider sort of an argument in the car, because that's vague, doesn't really point to any part of the movie. And it's an iconic type of like conflict. But one of the things which I did know beforehand, and somewhat knew, but I didn't know how it specifically worked. I thought it was, how they did it was like, that makes sense of what I've heard. So it was kind of like, oh, they did it this way. It wasn't, oh, they did it this way, or, oh, I knew that. It was kind of like oh, that's how they did it. Kind of in the middle. Kind of didn't know how, but I kind of knew that they were going up to this fishing place, and at a certain point they went down to go to Hollywood, and I knew that he changed direction somehow. I didn't know about the map scene. I find it really interesting and makes the sort of, and here's what I'm going to go in more detail about, it makes more interesting of like, oh, I wanted to be with you. It's like, I'm not a kid anymore. It's so fun. And it's so interesting. I also like the idea that Goofy is sort of more, besides some of the older stuff, which I have seen a couple of clips from the old TV show Goofy, and that is getting interesting. But when you get into some of the stuff to the what is it? You can see his stuff is like very tamped up and like very stringed on, which is really fun. And when you see Pete's card, which is usually really interesting, his one is like big RV, big this, big that. And I like the idea that Goofy is more laid back, you can be what you want, which is more of a better parenting, which is Pete, which is do this now. Because at some point, they become their own person or blind to another person who are like, that's not really good parenting advice, at least in my opinion. But yeah, this is really interesting because of that. But yeah, I thought this was really good, really fun, and definitely worth the watch. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and good night.